1995 Twin Lab NPC Team Universe Bodybuilding Championship. Steve, this is the opening lineup of the women's lightweights, and I would say this is an extremely impressive group of athletes.
This definitely is, Tommy. These girls are great. Here we have last year's winner is Pam Kusar, followed by Donna Kaylor. And after seeing prejudging, these two women are definitely in contention for the honors in this crowd. Number 92 is Elena Jones. Because she's not as good as Pam, but Tommy, all these girls look fantastic.
Without question, Steve, and the judges here today will certainly have their hands full because every one of the weight classes in today's competition will be tough. The audience came to see some top competitors, and they will see some of the best competitors in the nation compete to represent the USA at the World Championships. And this is Pam Kusar, our first competitor, who has come back again. She won this weight class last year. She is back to defend that title and again go on to represent the USA. She's 5'1", weighed in at 114 pounds, although she looks a lot more muscular than that. I'd put her up in the 120s with that muscle density she's carrying, Steve.
Well, you have to say that Pam is definitely a top national competitor. This girl, Tommy, has never placed out of the top 5 in any national show she's done. That's exactly what you said. She has great symmetry, balance, muscularity. She comes in a condition, I'll tell you, to come back and try to regain a title has to be a lot of stress.
The one point that I'm going to have to stress is that I don't like her posing, but a little bit of work will take care of that. The difficult thing is getting better and better each year and coming back. Let's hear how Pam does it.
Last year I won the Team Universe in the lightweight class, so I got to go to the Worlds in Sweden, and I took 5th, and I would love to go back again this year. Well, I've been doing it for 12 years, such a long time, and I try to pick one part to really work on to improve so that I don't get too frustrated. And I really enjoy the sport. I love working out. The dieting's the hardest part.
Without question, the dieting is the most difficult part of bodybuilding, but if you love the sport, you love what you do, it's not a difficult task. Our next competitor, 33-year-old, 114-pound Donna Kaylor, is a study in contrast from Pam Kusar, who did not move aesthetically, but Donna certainly does, has a fabulous posing routine.
She took 3rd in this competition last year. You can see here why. She is fabulous. She has a very feminine line. She's symmetrical. She's muscular. This is a girl I think is going to give Pam Kusar a run for her money, Tommy. During the prejudging, you just couldn't help but compare the two of them. She's pretty, she's beautiful, and she moves so well.
Well, that's what's fascinating about her, is that you can't take your eyes off her. Her physique, certainly fabulous balance, all the things that you pointed out, Steve, but you simply can't take the eye off the movement that she's doing on stage. Fabulous job by Donna Kaylor. Our next and final competitor in this weight category, the women's lightweights, is 24-year-old Kim Valentine. Kim weighed in today at 114 pounds at 5'4", so she's competitive in this weight class.
Well, she's a little taller than the previous two girls, and you can see right here why she isn't going to do as well as far as I'm concerned, Tommy. She just doesn't have that aesthetic line. She needs to bring out her back a little bit more in her shoulder just to give her that upper body taper. Other than that, her conditioning is very good, and she is in a very, very tough class here.
Well, Kim's a personal fitness trainer, so she certainly has a lot of experience, and I'm sure she's helping many others as well get fit. And I like her posing routine. It's kind of interesting. Although she's not showing a great deal of muscle, there's not a lot of expression on her face, and part of the expression should be a winning attitude on stage.
Well, you can see the muscularity is lacking compared to Donna and Pam. She doesn't have that deep-etched line.
And here it is. Our finalist will take the stage once again so the judges can have that last look before making a final decision in the women's lightweight division.
Well, closest to us is Pam Kusar, followed by Donna Kaylor. In the middle there you have Arceli Stasiak. And what we're looking at right now, Tommy, I think are the first top 2 girls. Next to Arceli, you have Elise Douglas, followed by Kim Valentine.
These women deserve all the credit in the world. It takes a tremendous amount of discipline and tenacity to build a physique like this. But unfortunately, like many of the other popular world sports, bodybuilding has gained recent notoriety for the suspected use of steroids. Well, the athletes we're looking at here, as well as all the athletes in today's competition, have been drug tested, have passed with flying colors. And I believe we're looking at some of the finest physiques we'll see on any stage.
And how can you not applaud all the work and effort these girls have put into this contest? There you have Tommy in 2nd place, Donna Kaylor.
And our winner, Pam Kusar. Pam was victorious once again. She set the goal to come back win this title for a second time, and again go on and represent the USA at the World Championship. She was able to accomplish that goal in style.
Definitely in style, Tommy. She looked fabulous here today. She took 5th in the Worlds last year, and now, Tommy, I think she's definitely in contention for that #1 spot.
No question about it. Rounding off our top 3 was Kim Valentine, also a fabulous competitor. We're off to a rousing start here at the Team Universe Championship. We're going to be moving on to the women's middleweight division, but the competition has already begun to heat up. The audience is revved up now.
And if you thought the lightweights were tough, wait till you get a look at these girls, Tommy. They are in excellent condition. They go from the muscularity of Jeanette Youngerman, Renita Harris, Denise Richardson, to the beauty of Michelle Dubois.
And of course, Michelle Dubois, we've seen many times compete. In fact, she was in the Northeastern here on Muscle Sport USA just a few months ago. A fabulous competitor. And there's Michelle now.
Terry Jones.
Next is Terry Jones. I don't think Terry Jones really had it to cut into top 5, Tommy, but she did look great.
Denise Robinson, nice muscularity there, just not quite enough size. We'll see as the women follow up. Steve, you've judged a lot of these female competitions. What do you look for in a competitor?
Well, Tommy, you definitely have to go with the symmetry and aesthetics in the women's classes. I don't really judge big on the muscularity because they have to have those feminine lines and the aesthetics. Of course, it's bodybuilding, you need the muscle like Denise Richardson has right here, our first competitor.
Denise weighed in today at 125 pounds at 5'3". She certainly has a good deal of muscularity, and she's a popular competitor. Did well here last year. I, on the other hand, don't particularly like her type of physique. She doesn't have the lines, the aesthetic, and the shape that I look for in a competitor. Well, along with the many other positive things you can say about Renita Harris, certainly pleasing shape would be at the top of the list. 32 years old, weighed in today at 125 pounds, 5'5", Renita Harris.
When you talk about resilience, you're talking about Renita, because as a fitness person, she is considered to be too big and muscular. As a bodybuilder, they considered her too small, so she really didn't know what to do. But Renita, she loves to perform, Tommy. As you can see here, she poses just the way you would love her to.
Well, I kind of disagree with you. She's moving a little too sporadically. I think she's incorporating a lot of the fitness moves. She's showing a good deal of muscle, a fabulous physique, but moving a little too rapidly. And there are differences between the fitness competitions, which Renita has a good deal of background in, and the bodybuilding as well. As a bodybuilder and fitness competitor, she talks about those differences.
I do see a difference in both sport, fitness, and bodybuilding as far as my routines. When I'm doing the fitness routines, it's more of a energetic, more moving, and I like to see the audience, whoa, wow, and scream. And in bodybuilding, yes, it is. It's more restricted, but still, I want to throw in those little fitness moves, only because, not for trying to put the two together, only because that it's still a show. Even though it's bodybuilding, you still are performing. That's your time to show your performance.
And quite a performance. Our next competitor, Jeanette Youngerman, is 39 years old, weighed in today at 122 pounds, and it was only a few years ago, at age 32, she suffered from a heart attack due to complications from being bulimic and anorexic. And today, she's one of the top competitors, in my opinion, for this title.
Definitely the top competitor. She and Renita will go head-to-head for this middleweight title. She has great balance, Tommy. She's thick. The only thing she doesn't have that Renita has is that beautiful structure.
She is fabulous nonetheless. The audience loves it. They love to see that kind of muscle on the women as well as the men. And here we have the top 5 finalists taking the stage for one last time.
And from right to left, we have Denise Richardson, followed by Michelle Dubois. Renita Harris right there in the middle, Jeanette Youngerman, and then Erica Idler.
Jeanette Youngerman is my favorite in this weight class. She's got the muscle density. I like her shape, although it's not perfect. She has great structure.
Tommy, I'm going to have to disagree with you. Renita Harris has a beautiful structure. And I know what you're saying. It's that bodybuilding, the muscularity. You have to go with Jeanette. But Renita, for some reason, just you draw her to that first place placing.
Well, she does have a lot of charisma, and she does draw you to her. She's confident on stage as well. And that's going to work in her favor. The judges look for that, as well as the audience. They love to see that kind of confidence on stage. But this is a great pose down, because these women are really showing their all up there. And here it is. The final moments, and this is a tense moment for these competitors. They've spent the last 6 months, even a year, competing, waiting for this moment.
Well, this is just to see who's going to represent the United States at the World Championships. And there you have it. In third place, Denise Richardson. In second place, your favorite, Tommy, Jeanette Youngerman.
And there it is, our middleweight champion, Renita Harris. Renita looks fabulous today, and she will go on to represent the USA at the World Championships.
And she will do that handedly, because she does look great here, Tommy. You can see the definition and the symmetry. She just has a great aesthetic look. I'll tell you, that overall pose down that's going to come up after the heavyweights should be very tough, having Renita and Pam Poussar in it. That heavyweight class is just as talented. It'll be interesting to see who goes up against these two for the overall.
Well, stay tuned, because when we come back, we'll find out if last year's heavyweight champion Linda Woodhoyt can retain her title right after this. To this point, the women's lightweights and middleweights have proven to be tenacious athletes. We'll find out in just a moment who will make the top final grade here in the women's heavyweight division.
And our first competitor to start off this talented weight class is Carol Quarles. Weight 142 pounds at a height of 5'5". Tommy, you might say that's a lot of weight at 5'5", but you can see here she holds it well.
No question about it. Great shape, great symmetry. Could be a tad harder. You can see her legs are not really hard or defined, but her upper body does look relatively sharp.
But you also have to realize that in this contest, they're using the international weight classes of 114.5 to 125 and above. Whereas in our national contest, we use 118 and 132 as a deciding weight.
Well, our next competitor holds a number of bodybuilding titles, including last year's heavyweight championships here at the Team Universe Pose Down. Linda Woodhoyt, 52 years old, if you can believe that, Steve. Weighed in today at 132 pounds at only 5'3". She's relatively short for a heavyweight competitor.
Well, after taking this title last year, she proves that height has nothing to do with that physique. It looks great. The muscularity, she just has a superb body.
Well, that kind of body certainly doesn't happen by accident. Linda told us about how much time, effort, and energy goes into developing it.
And I must say the most difficult time for me is in the point of my contest preparation, where I have to do double aerobics. It's grueling because I already get up, 4:30 in the morning, then I go to work and I have to do aerobics in the morning and at night. So there are a lot of phone calls that do not get returned. Because at 11 o'clock at night I'm hanging off the Stairmaster or the treadmill or something.
Well, that work has certainly paid off for Linda Woodhoyt. And also familiar with hard work and effort is our next competitor, Rebecca Tober. Rebecca weighed in today at 135 pounds at 5'4". She's a little taller than Linda, but she's also a little on the softer side.
I just don't think she has that mature, dense muscularity. She has a beautiful body, the symmetry. You can see maybe next year she will definitely vie for the title here. She trains with an 8-day on, 1-day off schedule, so you'd think she would be harder. I absolutely do agree with you, Tommy. And in time, I think she will get that.
Well, training 8 days in a row could lead to overtraining, even for pre-contest. That in itself can actually make a competitor softer, not harder.
And here we have the top 5 finalists for the heavyweight class. From right to left, Carol Quarles, Linda Woodhoyt, Cynthia Barker, Vernice Cooper, and Rebecca Tober.
All these women look fabulous. There's Linda Woodhoyt, of course, looking absolutely outstanding. She is definitely in contention for this title.
Right there we have Carol Quarles. I don't think Carol is as good as Linda, but she definitely is up there, Tommy. Right in between we have Vernice Cooper, which I think might have a 4th or 5th placing in there.
And of course, Rebecca looks fabulous as well. Not quite as hard as she could be, but has that shape going for her. And a lot of the judges prefer that over the hard, lean muscle tissue of the Linda Woodhoyt standing there.
But I think that mature density on Linda will just put her in that first place category, even though all these heavyweight women look fantastic.
Not to mention the fact that Linda does have the momentum of last year's victory going for her. And here it is, that final moment. Very tense moment. And there it is. In second place
is Carol Quarles.
And in first, of course, Linda Woodhoyt again captures her title from last year.
Rounding out that top 3 is Rebecca Tober.
A great competition. Linda must be absolutely ecstatic after spending all that time on the Stairmaster, the treadmill, and in the gym, dieting as well. It has paid off for Linda Woodhoyt.
Not to mention the stress they go through, Tommy, to try to retain a title they have.
At the Twin Lab NPC Team Universe, I'm Tom Twilliger along with Steve Stone, anxiously awaiting an opportunity to see all 3 of these weight class winners on stage together for the first time. And this is where the judges will make their final decision as to who will win this overall title.
And I'll tell you, it's going to be a really tough decision, Tommy. Let's identify the players from right to left. We have Pam Poussar, Linda Woodhoyt in the white, and there's Renita Harris standing right in front of us. Renita looks fabulous. And actually, it's her symmetry I think might put her over the edge. But Linda's muscularity, you cannot overlook it.
Well, I wouldn't overlook Pam Poussar either. Although she's the smallest competitor on stage, she certainly has a great package of muscularity, shape, and symmetry. The only thing is she's not very aggressive. She doesn't look like she's doing battle for this contest. In fact, the only one that does look like she's doing battle is Renita Harris.
Well, it's going to be a very tough decision. I think so. Up there you have it, Tommy. It's Renita Harris in first place. And I'll tell you, a justified winner.
Fantastic. She absolutely feels unbelievable. At this point, all this work, all this effort, not only to win her weight class, but then to go on and win the overall title, probably more than she dreamt she could do, knowing the competition was going to be as tough as it was.
And this definitely was a tough competition. Renita Harris definitely should be excited about winning this overall title. But Pam and Linda are also champions, for they will represent the United States at the World Championship.
And what an honor it is for Renita to lead that team into the World Championship. It has to be a fabulous moment for her, not only having achieved her weight class, but winning the overall title.